What's up everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to taper table legs using nothing but the jointer. Now where did I put that piece?
Here you go.
Oh, thanks. So I'm just going to use this piece of scrap 2x as a stand-in for a table leg because I couldn't bring myself to cut up anything nice just for a demonstration. The length of the piece that you can taper is limited the length is limited by the length of the infeed bed, and the amount of the taper is limited by the amount of travel you have up and down in the infeed bed, because whatever you set the infeed bed to is going to be half of the maximum taper width. This bed will go just a scotch over 1/8 of an inch, so just over 1/4 of an inch is the maximum taper I can do on a jointer this small. So the first thing you're going to need to do is make a reference line on the fence of your jointer that you will use to start and stop the first cut. This line that you see right here doesn't have anything to do with that. That was a line for the top dead center of my cut, which I was using when I set up the jointer blades. What you want to do is this pencil line right here, which is probably a little bit difficult to see. My jointer is unplugged, so there's no danger of hurting my fingers here, but I'll take this pulley on the back here, and you want to go until it just starts the cut. It just makes contact with your piece right there. And then you scribe a line, and I did this with a piece of plywood so I could scribe a taller line on the fence. But that is where the cut starts, and that's the reference line you need. So the next thing to do is to lay out your table leg. First, you want to mark off the portion that is not going to be tapered. In this case, I brought it down 4 inches. This piece is 16 inches overall, which is going to give me a 4 inches untapered and then a 12-inch taper down to the bottom. And I said the taper is going to be double the cut depth that you have your jointer set to. And we'll just kind of draw in a fake taper there, but that's kind of what it'll end up looking like. You take the 12 inches that's going to be tapered and you put a line right in the middle at 6 inches, or whatever those measurements work out to be on your piece. I'm going to go ahead and mark these lines on all 4 sides just so that I can see it no matter which direction I have it in. So I went ahead and laid out 2 very sloppy mortises here just to show which sides that's going to be. And then these sides here are going to be tapered in. So the first thing you're going to do is you bring it in from this direction with the mortise side here, thick end of your taper from this direction. And you are going to go into the cut and you run that cut all the way up until your halfway point line meets that start of cut reference line that you made earlier. And you make that on both sides, and then we will flip it over. Okay, next, after we have cut the initial cuts, we're going to flip it over, have the side we've already cut down, and this is why you are limited to the length of your infeed table. You have to have the pivot point of the piece and the end of it referenced off the table at the same time, while it's still far enough back that this isn't hitting the cutter head yet. Because the cutter head needs to clear all of this, and it will start, because the pivot point is halfway, it will start cutting at the beginning of our taper and finish through here and make the rest of the taper this way. If you had a longer piece and the end of it was not referenced on the table, you can see the further it goes off, the higher it raises this angle over here. And I tried it on a 20-something inch piece of scrap that I had, and it gives you this weird cut that maybe you want to incorporate into your design, but if you want a straight taper, that's not going to work. And that's all there is to it. Just like that, you have two perfectly straight tapers. Just require a little sanding if you want to smooth them a little more. Just one or two passes with a hand plane would clean them all up. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. If you didn't find it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe anyway. Check out my links down in the description below, my website at brandonhartman.com, and I will catch you next time.